Hi there, I'm Angie, and if you've never been here before, on this channel we talk about music, writing songs, writing poetry, and we talk about life. And one of the aspects of my life that has been ongoing this past year has been that I had a vein operation procedure to deal with my venous insufficiency. If you watched my first video, then you know that venous insufficiency is when your veins are not pumping blood as efficiently as they could, and it leads to things like varicose and spider veins. Now, I also went in my original video, went into my family history and how this came to be. But what I'm really here to do today is give you an update. We are 10 months since my procedure, and I have some things that I would like to share in case you are facing the possibility of having the procedure and want to know more about it. So, one of the first things I would like to address is, how I'm doing now. Nowadays, I'm not having as many vein issues as I was having before. Now, the problem with ascribing this lack of symptoms is because I cannot be sure that it's because of the surgery. I actually have ended up losing about 35 pounds since the surgery happened. So I'm not sure if the procedure is what yielded the benefits or if it was the weight loss, or more likely than anything, it's a combination of the two. And while I am not here to promote weight loss, I just have to be honest in my assessment there, because there's less weight, less pressure on my veins. I think that that helps a lot with my venous issues. After the procedure, I did have some itching, I had some swelling. Those things have subsided. My legs no longer feel swollen or throbby at the end of the day. And again, I can't ascribe that to the procedure only, or the weight loss only, or the fact that I've been making it a point to be active every day in some way, even little ways. Sometimes I'll just get on the tread climber for 10 minutes if I'm really not feeling it. I don't really force myself to exercise per se, but I do try to get in a substantial amount of movement every day, whether it be yoga or playing with my kids outside, soccer, walking with my daughter, or getting on the tread climber and watching a video on YouTube. So those are the main things that I wanted to discuss. I do feel like there have been some downsides to having the procedures done, and that would be the fact that I have scarring. If you are a person that is prone to scarring, a lot of melanated people are, then it's something that you want to consider. I have photos that I will show you that speak to some of the scarring. One of the veins, actually, that they kind of ablated and shifted the blood flow from is still to this day kind of a brownish color. I have rubbed bio oil on it, coconut oil. I've tried, there's another oil that I can't remember the name of right now. I will insert it in editing. But I have tried many different oils to kind of make the discoloration go away, to no avail. So I kind of gave up a couple of weeks ago because it's been months now and no improvement has been shown. It's not just that it wasn't improving fast enough. There was just no improvement whatsoever. So I kind of chalked that up to, okay, now we just have a new discoloration to go with all the other ones. I will say that the veins on the back of my leg do look much improved to me, so that has been a benefit. But I do have scarring from where they inserted the catheter into my veins. It's small, it's not really noticeable. You probably wouldn't even think that it was scarring. If you saw it, you might think it was just hyperpigmentation or something like that. So it's not a big deal. A long time ago, I've kind of made peace with the fact that my legs kind of look chopped up and discolored in areas. Also, I'm in my mid 40s, so like, what do you expect? I don't have Hollywood money, and I'm not really interested in going all out to hide the fact that, my veins just are the way they are. So there's some self acceptance that has come along with that, that I have to just kind of chalk it up to, hey, it is what it is. I have discoloration in my legs. They're not like, you would need to airbrush me if I was your model, which is fine. Like, who's not airbrushing these days? Who's even really showing their real face on the internet? Obviously, I am. There are no filters here, but that is not the norm when it comes to the internet, and I think that we can all, just accept that and move on. So, I do have discoloration from the procedures. That is kind of like meh. It's a trade-off, right? So, in my eyes, I did kind of have an unrealistic expectation of seeing such an improvement in my veins that there would no longer be discoloration. And that just hasn't been the case, which is okay. It's fine. Perhaps my expectations were inappropriate. Perhaps they were, I was misguided and just didn't do enough research. However, the reason that I'm making this video and the other vein videos is because there was just simply a lack of information on YouTube about this particular procedure. So another thing that I need to update is my experience with the office. Now, I did stop going to my follow-ups because, as I discussed previously, the office was an hour and change away from me, and it just became impractical for me to make it to all the follow-up visits. And at some point, you become aware that this is a business and they are trying to sell you more procedures. And I am not interested at this point. It may be that 10 years down the road, I need another thing and I'll try again. But for me, the trade-off was not so, it wasn't so worth it for me. The results weren't so fantastic that I was willing to engage in the procedure again. It was super uncomfortable for me. I didn't love it. I had to go 3 separate times to address the needs, and it just was uncomfortable. So I, at some point, decided that I would not be going to another follow-up because I'm not interested in having another procedure. And that's fine with me. I don't feel any sort of guilt about that. I think that it was time for me to move on. I've done what I could do so thus far, and it seems like my efforts to stay active and to keep a manageable weight as far as like how my veins are feeling is concerned, it seems like those efforts are good enough for the moment. So I have not been back to I didn't return to my 6-month appointment. Yeah, I didn't return to my 6-month appointment. And so I don't know what the scans would say as far as the success of the procedures, but I do know the last scan that I had, it was good. Everything seemed successful. The veins were doing what they were supposed to do. And my lack of symptoms has really, is my guideline there. So I'm lacking symptoms. I feel good as far as my veins are concerned. Nothing is hurting. Nothing is sore. There's no pressure. One of the times that I feel, or I would feel pressure the most was when my cycle was starting. And I haven't felt that really in quite some time. So I'm quite happy where I am right now and really don't feel the need to pursue any other procedures or kind of even to discuss it with the doctors. Now, of course, I always leave room for change, right? Always leave room to change your mind no matter what the situation. But as for me, right now, in the space and time, which is December 2023, I feel good about the situation. So I think that is about it for my update on my vein journey and venous insufficiency. So if you have any questions or you would like to ask something specific, please comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about getting your veins looked at, about getting the procedure done, about how to cope with the recovery. I'm happy to answer any of those questions. One more thing I wanted to address was the spider veins. The spider veins that I have or had they seem to be fading, but I don't think it's because of anything that the doctors did, because there's a procedure they can do where they inject water or a saline into the veins to kind of make the discoloration disappear. And I didn't have that done. I'm sure that would have been on the list of things to take care of, but they don't really bother me as much as I guess they bother some people. I think that for me, the spider veins is just really a cosmetic issue, and I'm not in the practice to see doctors for simply cosmetic issues. Cosmetic issues are not what I'm mostly concerned about. I'm concerned about living my life as pain-free as possible, with as little discomfort as possible when it comes to how my body's operating. And so for me, the spider veins are not a big issue. If you have spider veins and that is an issue for you, there are things, like I said, that can be done to take care of that. I just opted out. I'd like to thank you for being here. It means a lot to me that anybody would take the time to listen to what I have to say, especially about this subject, because it's something that is not applicable to everybody. It's a very specific subject, a very specific set of circumstances, and I am happy to be a resource for anybody that is going through it or thinks that they need to deal with what's going on in their veins. It can be very uncomfortable. So if you are dealing with venous insufficiency, I am here with sympathy and to hold space for you. I can relate. I can relate to many of the issues that come with venous insufficiency. So yeah, that is my update. I hope that this has been helpful above all else if you are considering a procedure for your veins. I really hope that this has been helpful to you. Like I said, if you have any questions, if you want to chat about the procedure, or if you need any help preparing, or you would like to help in recovery, please let me know. I'm open in the comments and I will respond. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button. She likes a little tickle. And with that, I will leave you to have the best day of your life, and I will see you very soon.